Okay. Check, baby. 1, 2. It's audio check. Welcome, Kaching. Give us an audio check, please. Hey. Welcome, everybody. Getting this show started. There we go. Now got it all set. Welcome, everybody, as we get started here. Welcome, Pluto Bollock in the house.
What up? Get it.
All right, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever it is in the world you're coming to us from. Welcome to DYOR Live here on the DYOR Media Network. My name is Tom, otherwise known as Striking, here in the digital media world. So glad to be hosting another episode of this great show we call DYOR Live here, along with my co-host, Mr. Pedro Garcia, the crypto chart analyst. What's happening, ladies and gentlemen? We got a late show for you today. Normally on Tuesdays, we've been doing an evening show as Pedro has other obligations, and I just want to fuck off during the day. No, just kidding. But anyway, we got our stuff together to do a little 2 o'clock show. We'll see if we get a different group of viewers here today. We already got Pluto Bollock in the house. We got Kaching in the house, Crypto Unicorns, and I bet you Connect Me One is lurking out there too, I bet. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, it is January 20th, 2026. Hope everybody had a great Dr. Martin Luther the King Day, and you celebrated all those things you need to in your life. That's a line from Eddie Murphy, so don't give me any shit, everybody.
The King.
The King. Anyway, it's Tuesday. It's Technical Tuesday. We're going to go a little bit over the world's economic indicators, how they affect your bags, what's going on in the market, and to answer the question that Pluto Bollock has so eloquently asked, are we cooked? Are we cooked, ladies and gentlemen? The answer is no, of course not are we cooked. Because why? Because we can sell short also, so we can definitely make money on the downside. Anyway, Pedro Garcia, what's happening today, brother?
HIGHT. Highlight. That is what's going on. Highlight. Freaking Facebook doesn't allow you to highlight anymore. You can only do it 3 times a week. That's a bunch of malarkey. Anyhow.
Seems to be bogus to me. That's what I think. I can't even log into Facebook. For some reason, I can stream. My API still works to stream to it. But the Facebook login is so locked down now that it's like, oh, sorry, we got to send to your alternate address. Sorry, we can't send to your alternate address unless you type it all in. I'm like, I typed it all in. It's my address. It doesn't even... It's mind-boggling. Even enter the 2-factor code, all this type of stuff. Sorry, there's been too many attempts. We're locking your account out. I'm like, it's me. It's the same fucking computer I always use it from, and I can stream to it. No. So I just got to give it a little bit. So I see you're dealing with the Facebook frustrations too. You know, what's funny though is that we never really talk about it. But we do get a bunch of views every now and then from Facebook. It's like 1 view, 2 views, 2 views, 2 views, 100. And you're like, whoa.
You're like, let's go.
Anyway, anyways is not a word, as my grandmother always reinforced in my head. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, Bitcoin moving down. Moving down.
Just
Pedro
like
said yesterday, he said, oh, it's going to probably come down around right about 90, 89,000 right in there before pushing up a little bit. And then starting its trend down further. Is that still the case today? Are we holding up there?
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at. That's what we're seeing here. You can see as we're coming down, we're putting in demand wicks. Boom, 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 boom. So right now we're down. The liquidity level here is really like we talked about, that 90, 85 area. It's really important to understand where these are sitting. Now, our biggest thing that I was talking about is that at the beginning we saw it come down, and I said, well, there are a few things here that I think will probably go hit. One is going to be that 8-period moving average sitting at that 90,000. I didn't think we'd come down to that 85, but I said it's always a possibility because we'd want to retest that 100-day period moving average on the weekly. And I didn't really bring this up yesterday. That's this guy right here. This is sitting right here. It's 100-day period moving average, which is roughly around that 90, 85 area. Our liquidity area is sitting around that 85, and 87 is the 100-day period moving average. So it's really important to understand that as this market starts to sell off, remember, everybody's like, oh no, it's in the world, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no. But no, it's not. It is just simply banks saying, we want to buy more, and we now getting the majority of the supply here in BTC. So they want to come down and push down a little bit further so that they can get more of that supply, hence causing the paper hands to leave and diamond hands to make money. So these are the little areas. Now, in addition to that, I'm expecting it, if it does continue down, to come and tap these two little lower levels here, that 87 to 85. Right? We talked about Monday and Tuesday, a bit of a sell-off. Monday, Tuesday, potentially Wednesday. Come tap these areas and then see it go back up. Boom. Look at that phallic symbol right there I just drew. Right in your face. Boom. All right.
Hey, Pedro, I got a problem here. Our
What's
stream is not working on
Rumble? Everywhere?
I don't know. Kaching, Plutobolic, are you guys watching us? I've got it's showing us live on YouTube, but Rumble is not working for some reason. And like it's saying that it never has worked.
What do you mean it's never worked on Rumble?
I mean it never went live on Rumble. And it says the stream ended after 1 second after it started on Rumble. I was looking at our stats and it said 0 on Rumble. I was like, well, that's not gonna be 0. I'm talking to people watching it.
Yeah, it is showing me Technical Tuesday. Boom. Such great content. Thank you, Destiny Thomas, who wants to increase their followers. I don't see us, so obviously it must not. I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's the chat is dead now too.
Yep.
All right, let's see. I'm gonna try and. Damn it.
Oh, that's awesome. We know the algorithm is dumb and needs massive improvement, but at least you can see us struggle to make it better in real time and with transparency. No other social media companies do this. This is true. You agree with that?
We are live on YouTube. So Pedro,
Alrighty.
at least talk for a minute about it. I'll have the Rumble thing up here in about 1 second.
As Tom is taking care of business over there, hoorah! Shout out to Mr. Thomas Herlihy, who is striking balls extraordinaire. Get it. All right. So I thought was really interesting is this. I'm going to point out some cool stuff. So we all know over the weekend that we saw Elon Musk come out with the most coolest, dopest, dumbest, what do you want to call that? Algorithm, kind of, sort of. And so he outright just said, look, this thing is dumb. It's awesome, but it's dumb, and we're working through it in real time. And what I thought was so interesting with this is that when he did it, he really went over and above to sit there and say, yeah, we're working this out. We're trying to figure this out, and it's something that we're just trying to do. So I have to give like mad respects to him, just simply because he goes through and he is just outright open about it. And I love it. I love it when people like mess up and then outright just say, yeah, we screwed this up. My bad. And then they work on it. You know what I'm saying? Like, we know, everybody knows life happens. When I was in sales, I used to always say to people, I said, look, we all know life happens. So take my card because you might need me down the road. And they always go, yep, you're right. And so in that same sense, it's a beautiful thing that he's outright saying, look, life happens. We know this. But the best part behind it is this, is that he's admitting it and he's working on it. And so I thought it was really cool. So I'm looking forward to the open source of his algorithm, using it, messing with it. That's going to be really fun as they really improve it. I've actually seen even an increase already since this weekend. And I just thought it was pretty cool that he was just outright did that, which I thought it was really cool. Secondly, let's talk about gold here. We've talked about gold going up along with silver. We've talked about double or triple digits with silver, right? And literally, we're 6 points away, which is absolutely crazy from hitting $100 silver, as well as we're also watching gold straight up climbing towards that. I'm going to have to revisit the 5,000 mark. I mean, shall I say potentially 7 or 10,000 gold? This would be just absolutely crazy if we saw gold get to 10,000 this year. I'm almost afraid to sit there and say it. Yeah, let's put that out, right? Let's make that a target, because like last year we saw it go from we saw almost double. Now again, if we see a doubling of gold, we're talking. I mean, if we doubled from the beginning of the year, you're talking an $8,000 gold, which is absolutely crazy, mind-boggling, absolutely.
All right, Pedro, I'm going to blow your mind by going live on Rumble now.
All righty.
Thanks, Plutobolic.
Thanks, brother.
Thanks, Plutobolic, I'm just going to restart the show here, ladies and gentlemen.
Absolutely.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for putting up with our technical difficulties. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to DYOR Live here on the DYOR Media Network. My name is Tom, otherwise known as Striking, and the man in the box here next to me is Mr. What's his name?
Pedro Garcia, Crypto Chart Analyst.
Yeah, Pedro Garcia, the Crypto Chart Analyst. We're getting the show started here on Rumble. We've already been live on YouTube for a little bit with little technical difficulties. Anyway, it's January 20th, 2026. Bitcoin moving down a little bit, just as Pedro predicted, and we're going to go right to BTC right now. Pedro, what's happening in the land of BTC?
Yeah, so it's actually been pretty cool with BTC because BTC has been really interesting, right? We talk about right now, we know that institutions want to get in on it. And additionally to that, we know the banks want to kill and destroy stable coins and be able to use the US dollar in their system to get into BTC, right? They want to completely remove and eliminate their competition, which is what I told literally the CEO of Bitcoin magazine, or was it Bitcoin.com? Excuse me, Bitcoin.com. And so it was one of those moments that as like we're watching it actually happen in real time, right? Like the banks are not playing. They are not playing. They are going for the throat of crypto, and they want all of the blockchain for themselves, and they want to go through and be able to. And the best way to really do that is to kill the stable coin industry. Now, they're also going after Trump because Trump knows. He knows if the Senate can crash and stop the stable coin initiatives, guess what's going to happen? We'll be able to circumvent, or we will not be able to circumvent the Federal Reserve. And this is the part we've talked about. And so if they can stop this bill from actually passing with, or get it to pass the way it is, then guess what? His plan of exporting the U.S., and I hate to say this, but it's the truth, debt around the world to get people to buy our debt and circumvent the Federal Reserve, then he's going to be able to really get ahead. But this is where we're sitting right now. Okay, so it's important to understand where we're sitting. So now let's talk about Bitcoin. Bitcoin is coming down here. We've talked about a couple other areas though, right? No matter what, we know that Bitcoin, Kathy Woods talked about it, like gold is great, silver is great, but more importantly, crypto is limited. There's only 21 million, and right now there's about 19 of it out for everybody's grabs. And so right now, if they can keep it suppressed, just like they did with gold, i.e., hence gold was suppressed for a long time, then they can suppress it and accumulate more and more and more at low prices before they let it rally like we've seen with gold, right? In the same sense, where would we expect it to come down to? There's a couple places that I see the near term. You could take a short here. I'm not telling you to, but this is what I'm looking to do. It's going to be that 67 area and also 65 area, right? That 67 is where the 100-day period moving average is sitting, okay? As well as the liquidity area at that 85. And then the next level is the 80. So you got three little target points you can take right there. Like, again, make sure you use wise trade management. When you do that, you can also be able to allow a trade to run, and you can allow it to make more money than what you're used to. But ultimately, you need to be mindful of, don't over leverage, go through, compound interest will take care of itself. You just make sure you're in good trades. That's all you need to do. Make sure you have proper risk management and a game plan at it so you can go back and evaluate it later. Next, okay. Now, when we're looking at this, like we talked about also Ethereum, right? Ethereum is one of those ones that we were checking out. We're coming down into our lower levels here. It actually bounced off the area that we talked about. Let's see right here. Came down, hit it, bounced up a little bit from the 54 all the way up to the 85, 84 area. So we would have got about 15 points, 20 points there, and then it just sold through the liquidity area. But there was definitely liquidity at this level. In this same level, we're also watching it continue down. And so where could Ethereum go to? Well, let's check it out. The next level here after we pass through this liquidity is going to be that 270. So, or excuse me, the 27, 25 area. This is where my next position that I am going to be looking to accumulate. But also you can go through, and more importantly, you can short it from here down there. Just make sure you're staying above the 4-hour 8. You can see here the 4-hour 8 period moving average, which is a simple moving average here, to stay above it. Okay, as we're going down, one of the things I always tell Tom is what should we be looking for? Two things we should be looking for: supply wicks as we're going down, communicating we should go down, and demand wicks showing that they are purchasing. You can see here as we're coming down, they are purchasing, and they're not putting any supply wicks, which means they're planning on bringing this baby back on up. So in the same sense, BTC is a similar thing. Boom. You can see right here as they're bringing it down, bigger demand wicks, very small supply wicks, which means they are planning to bring this thing up. They're just looking for more liquidity. And so these are the same things we're looking at right now. And that's about it in a nutshell. Back to you, Thomas Herlihy.
Bitcoin. That's quite the correction there. But A, not unexpected. B, it's fine that there's corrections like that. Pluto Bollock over on YouTube said, are we cooked? The answer is no, we're not cooked. If this thing goes to $200, we're cooked. But then again, good buying opportunity. But
that's exactly what I would be thinking. $200, dude. I'm literally taking.
You're still thinking Luna Classic is a deal. You're like, ooh, it's at negative 10,000. It's free. They're giving it away.
What's wrong with that? What's wrong with that? Huh? What's wrong with that, Willis?
Anyway, but you can see from this chart, we're at a point here where it could come down a lot more. But coming down a lot more isn't that big of a spread, really. I mean, Bitcoin is known for 50% pullbacks. We were at 126 a couple of weeks ago, and then we pulled it all the way down to $80,000. We came down 40% in almost 5 weeks or something like that.
Yeah.
And then made up half of that. And it's entirely possible we're gonna. Yeah. I mean, look at this. Here, this is a great thing. Look at my finger here. This little. This. You know what this is titled in technical terms, Pedro? Whoopee.
Whoopee. There you go. The biggest technical term you could ever have.
Whoopee. Yay. Whatever. Roller coaster. You know what this is here? Okay, this is, whoa, that's coming down a lot. Okay, that's something to be cooked about. Lots of liquidations, billions and billions and billions in liquidations here. Here, the dumb people got liquidated because they didn't look at the levels correctly, like Pedro's been pointing out. And I'm not calling any of our viewers dumb. I'm sure some of our viewers got liquidated because they're a little too antsy in the trades. But I didn't get liquidated, and I'm the new guy here, as I say. And I didn't get liquidated because I sold off my long the other day, and I've not got back in the market yet because I've not seen one of my trade setups come back yet. So I'm waiting for that. Waiting for the market to come to me, not me going to the market. But anyway, the point is, zoom out. And everyone's thinking, oh, it's terrible, it's awful. It's just another downturn here. And if it comes down to this point down here, so what, right? Better to buy down here with the institutions, because if you do that, then you know what? Where the institutions are buying, then the price is going to go up, right? Because they're going to win no matter what. And it's the best thing you can do is predict their moves and get on their fucking coattails.
Just another man named Tuesday. Sorry, I don't know what that came to
Manic
mind.
Monday, was that the Bangles?
No, that was, I think, Cyndi Lauper. Wish it was a Tuesday.
Manic
That's
Monday?
really weird. That is the most weirdest thing, bro. I don't even understand how that happened. Okay, let's try this again.
Yeah, the Bangles released Manic Monday. Oh, guess who wrote Manic Monday?
What? What was Manic Monday?
Just another Manic Monday. Remember Susanna Hoffman?
That's what it was.
Eyes? Yeah,
I didn't know what they were saying. I thought it was just another
made every one of us teenagers like stop cold and made me sweat uncontrollably. Anyway, Prince wrote that song. That's just almost every good song is written by about 4 different people. It's written by Prince, Paul McCartney, Don Henley, and then someone else. Write all the good, and Dolly Parton. Like those 4 people written almost every famous song.
Dolly Parton has written a lot of songs, dude.
She has. There's so many songs where you see credit D Parton on it, and you're like, what?
Yeah, yeah. She was a brilliant marketer before marketing even really started really getting up and going. I mean, she just with her whole entire look and her ditziness, like she was brilliant. I heard who was it that was talking about her? This guy. He was just saying one of the smartest women in showbiz, one of the smartest women in music, absolutely. But you would have no idea because she would purposely throw you off with her look and then play you. Like she could get things like nobody could. The way she would just come and talk to people and without giving anything extra, she would just do. Like she had skill sets like that. I don't know. What do you know about her, my friend?
Dolly Parton? Other than she marketed those bazoombas pretty well, and
bazoombas.
I mean, she did a great job at it. Houston, we have a problem. Houston, we have a problem. Space Cat apparently is a fan of the Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney. We found him. We found the only fan.
Sorry about it. We're gonna have to excommunicate you from the show. Sorry, but we love you. Good times. Well, hey, there you go. Reload. Here we go. You guys could interact with my post on X there to a little bit of crew to be seen on that. Oh, this was crazy. Yeah. Did you hear? Did you watch this? Watch closely. A leftist mob swamps a random car in Minneapolis just because they suspect the driver is conservative, and they became so violent that the driver has to run for life or its fear. Because like they were conservative, or at least they thought they were conservative. It's actually kind of getting crazy with everything that's happening. Like, and to me, like I don't even understand like where this is coming from. Like I don't. It doesn't seem like normal people, Anyways, speaking of it, when you look at some of the stuff that's happening, so Tom Lee. Bitmine buys 35,000 ETH over the weekend.
This guy, I don't understand. I don't understand this Tom Lee guy, Pedro. I just don't understand how does he get rich? Everything he comes out of his mouth, I swear, I look at him and go, that was the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. And somehow he prints billions a month. Or maybe he inherited $2 billion and now he's lost $1 billion, so he still claims he's a billionaire or something. But I don't get it. I don't get it. And he just dropped $200 million in Mr. Beast too. He's like, it's like, I don't understand it. Tell me, Pedro, what is the story with this Tom Lee guy?
I honestly don't know. But I know that he's buying a ton of ETH, which I find interesting. And the banks, he's like. We keep talking about this. Hopefully Tom Lee will start to listen. Remember how we kept ripping on what's his name? I'm forgetting his name. Saylor. And every time he would buy, expect the market to fall. Right? Because he gave the liquidity to the banks for them to take the other side short. Right? So now like Mr. Saylor is starting to buy at the lows, like properly. And, the market will fluctuate maybe a little bit down, but not much. Whereas now that Tom Lee is the ETH side, or he's the sailor for ETH, every time he starts to buy, you just see this market drop. You're like, dang, dog. Buy at the lows. Watch our show, Tom Lee. And be looking to be buying ETH at these lows. Like, it's not funny because nobody wants to see somebody get liquidated ever or get but at a low. Nobody likes to see. Well, actually, there are some people who like to see people in pain. I don't. So look at me buying down at the 2710 area, Mr. Lee. Also, if it doesn't hold there, I would reserve capital for down at like this lower part of 2,500, that 2,600 area, and that 2,100. If we see major sell-offs here, then expect those lower parts, because it's just the way it is. And us bouncing off of that 100-day period moving average is one of those ones that it's a good indication of, hey, it's gonna come down lower. This is not just a random 8-period moving average. It's a 100-day period moving average. It's institutional buying. So want to be buying at these lower levels here. I don't think we're going to go to the 2100, but I'm pretty positive we're going to at least try to tap that 67 to 6600 area, or 2700 to the 2600 area. This is the area that I expect us to go to. So yeah, that's it in a nutshell from there. Now, one of the ones that nobody's been talking about, and again, we're going to talk about it here, is XRP. It's funny, where's the XRP army? Where's what's his name? Who's screaming XRP to me? Who used to come on the show all the time? I forget his name.
God,
Good guy.
I can't
like
XRP, yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? Hodes.
Yeah.
Is it Mr. Hodes? No, it's not Mr. Hodes. I forget his name. But you get what I'm saying, though, is that he is, it's one of those things. I feel like we're watching this market down into these lower levels. So I'm looking at that $1.60 area, and potential, if this thing doesn't hold, it's coming to tap that 100. My buy is at the 100, or excuse me, not 100, at the $1 area, right? I'm like, I want it to come down here, pick up some here, and then see it rally back up, right? That's my plan. I like the $1. The 160 is good, but the $1 area on XRP, I'm gonna be buying some at that level, right? And then watch it just maybe consolidate and may even go a little bit lower. We know that the base here is at that 53, 52 cent area. So this is a potential area that I could be waiting to see the lows kind of come down, and kind of just long-term purchase area down at that $1 mark. The other one that I'm looking at is, where is it at? Not BNB, but we can do BNB here real quick. BNB did play off our lows here, that $800 area here. And we're seeing it kind of pull back here, but it's not having a steep pullback like everything else. It's still holding up fairly strong. You can see here it's really trying to hold between that 800 and the 800 to $900 mark area. Again, this found resistance at the 100-day period moving average, right? Every single crypto found resistance, and now it's coming down to these levels. So that supply sitting, or dynamic supply at that moving average, I would expect it to continue, at least come back and test that low 800s area, and then from there pick up some of your beans there if you want to be looking. The other one I thought was really interesting, Matic. Holly. Yeah.
There's another great organization that is so good at marketing. Matic, if anyone from Matic is listening, you guys are the worst at marketing. I gotta tell you. Absolute, hands down, the worst.
Tom, why don't you tell me really how you feel about them?
Ladies and gentlemen, if you're watching on your big screen TV over there's a QR code. Go ahead and join Rumble. You can just hold your phone up and click it, join it on your phone while you're watching on your big screen TV. Help us out a lot if you joined. I know a lot of people on their big screen TVs don't have an account because it's up there real big. You don't need all that kind of stuff. Join it on your phone and click that like button. Ask a question. Show us that you're here participating. We'd really appreciate it.
What is up with this, too?
Are you getting 13 cents for Matic? Remember, type POL, P-O-L.
Coinbase. I actually have 12 cents right now. Yeah. Matic. Ooh.
They're down to a $1.4 billion market cap.
Yeah. Ooh, they're getting decimated.
In the literal sense of the word, reduced by a factor of 10.
Decimated. Oh, that's good. That is good.
That's what decimated means. Like, like if something
too.
goes from 100 to 10, that's the literal definition of decimate.
Yeah, I totally. I was like, that's well played, well said.
You know, I was like 30 when I learned that, and I was like, "Are you kidding me?" I was like,
Well, I remember I was like, you know, special ed, so I remember hearing it, and I was like, "What is?" I knew it meant bad, so I remember I was in the Coast Guard, and I was in the racks, just hanging out, and I would read the actual like dictionary. So I went and looked up because I remember reading about how Malcolm X read the dictionary, right? And that's how he became educated and just learned and kind of grew from there. Well, so I started going through and just reading, and I looked it up, and I was like, decimated, reduced to, I think I didn't understand what the factor meant, but I understood it was reduced to a 10% of its value, I think is what it says. And then I just was like, oh, okay. So if something's worth like $100, it would be reduced to $10. That's how I was able to understand it. And then I was like, okay, it's decimated. In case you guys want to get that again, we need to get a shirt. Listen, we need to start a.
I know. I got it. I got to start a
get it,
store.
Tom. Everybody,
I actually, I know.
Tom, let's go.
Decimated.
And how my face going, decimated. You know, decimated. All right. Man, this killed us. We literally went. The second show just got decimated. Everything I'm doing here is not even working. It's kind of crazy.
Well, Pedro, we got a request from the audience here.
Yeah.
Pluto Bollock asks if we can go over the project called Propy. Yeah, PROPY is its actual symbol. I don't know if it's on TradingView or not, but take a look. It does come up on my CoinGecko on the great graphics machine, so it's somewhat legitimate. $21 million market cap. Pluto Holic says, I believe in this project. So the viewer says he believes in it. My God, it's definitely going to go to $1 trillion for sure.
Pluto Bollock, you know he's messing with you. Do you want me to beat him up for you here? I'll gladly help beat him up. Just be careful, he's packing though. All right, here we go.
My foot.
I hate it when that happens, right? All right, so listen, Pluto Bollock. Everybody knows I am the world's best looker-upper when it comes to
I'll send you a link.
Yeah, thank you. I'm like over here looking, I'm like, nope, that's definitely not it. As you all know, Tom is my extraordinaire looker-upper. And that is
okay, all right, well, I got a couple of different ones here. Plutoholic. I've got an Ethereum pair that's at 73 cents with a market cap of 735 million. I've got a USDC pair. No, I'm not going to send it to you until I figure out which is the right one. The one I've got on the screen here is the $21 million market cap. It's at 36 cents. And then there's another one with a $735 million market cap at 73 cents. So let us know which one it is, and I'll send the link to Pedro to go over it. Until then, we'll move on.
Moving on up to the side.
To a deluxe apartment in the sky. Moving on.
Moving on.
Wheezy.
Wheezy. Nice little pullback here on the fire chicken.
Fire chicken.
Yeah.
Someone sold.
Peanut. Just bouncing off this area right here.
What about? Wait, oh, sorry, I missed fire chicken.
Oh, sorry. I'm just circling through. Did you send it to me yet?
It's the okay. Hold on, he just got back to me. Oh, I'll send you a link in just a minute.
Alrighty. Chill guy. Man, all these people got just so decimated.
Yeah, you're wanting to buy all those things, and they went down even further.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, they did. And they didn't even give us signs to get in on them. It just went down. Unicorn fart dust. This one did. I remember being a part of or being in their thing, or in their, I forget what it's called. Dex.
Telegram? I sent you a link.
Yeah, I got it. Telegram. And, literally, I was floored. Because the way they were talking was like, we're going to come back, we're going to, and I was like, all right, well, look, the only way you're going to, I honestly didn't think they were going to get any major funding. They're talking, we're talking to these people, and I'm like, bros, come on, your name is literally Unicorn Fart Dust. Like, what are you doing? Like, you're going to bet your whole entire life savings on this. And people did, dude. Like, listen, it saw some big numbers. It really did. I mean, there was one point where it was like literally trading with almost $1 billion, of trading volume. It's crazy. Once it comes down, so let's check.
All right, here we got
quick.
Plutoholic's recommendation here. As always, ladies and gentlemen, just because we're showing it doesn't mean we're recommending anything at all. And obviously, our show is edutainment, not financial advice. Neither Pedro nor I would ever tell you what to do with your money. We might show you what we're doing with our own money, but that doesn't translate into you believing us. And if you follow us, you'll lose all your money anyway. So that's my get out of jail free clause. And of course, we're not invested in this project either. But we like to placate our viewers so they spread the word about the show. So we'll gladly go over it. Not looking good there, is it, Pedro?
No. Give me 1 second.
Let me bring it up in the great graphics machine here.
You just have there's a lot of manipulation going on here. You can see right here.
Really, in a small project? I got 36 cents for it. Is that the same one you got?
Yeah. Market cap 21 milli. What do they bring to the table? What do they do? Puppy is a decentralized real estate marketplace backed by superior blockchain infrastructure to facilitate real-time, unfiltered transactions in order. How do they make money, though? Puppy is the world's first international real estate marketplace. Okay.
No, it's not.
Well,
First of all, it's not. It's not. There's a whole bunch of them that, like, I did a guest on a show that I hosted for someone else. I don't know, 3 years ago now, maybe 4 years ago, and they already had properties listed all over the UK as tokenized that you could buy and stuff, and ended in southern France and a couple of properties in Argentina and Brazil and stuff like that. That was years ago. So anyone that says they're the first in this crypto industry, I'm instantly like, nope. I can be proven wrong, but if they're claiming to be the first in real international market in real estate, I can unequivocally say that they're not.
They got all the way up to $12 billion.
That's got to be a No, that's the volume spike, Pedro. That's not. Oh no, you're right.
Cap,
Well, that would look like it was for one day. That must have been a
mistake.
A liquidity pool error or something. When was that? Just a few months ago. Plutobolic, give us some background here. Why do you like it?
Yeah.
We'd like to know. Obviously, I'm looking at it thinking it's just a giant flaming turd, but I don't know anything about it other than its chart.
Here we are.
Yeah, that clearly. I bet you if you pull that up on another chart, it won't even show that.
Yeah, it's been around for about 9 months now. Yeah,
I'm guessing that's either a wherever this chart info is pulled from has got a spurious number in it, or they had a liquidity pool gaffe, and for a few seconds the price went nuts.
Yeah. Okay, so they're at 21 milli. They were at 1 billy at its peak. What's up, Crypto Mike? Good to see you, man. Good to have you. Boom.
Crypto Mike wasn't having any of that space cat shit in our Telegram room either. Welcome, Crypto Mike. The space cat's a nice guy. I've actually met Fred in person. A really nice guy, but he's one of the guys that drank the Kool-Aid. He's just anyone but a conservative. He's funny. He said, well, Carney did a great job over speaking in the World Economic Forum, and it wasn't there's no way a conservative could have held that audience. I'm like, because conservatives don't go speak to the World Economic Forum because they know they're all a bunch of fucking assholes. Hey, here's socialism. Here's a great idea. Let's just take all the poorest people from everywhere on the planet and dump them all in your countries, because that'll go well. And then after that, we'll take the actual people that are smart in those countries and take them out of their countries too and bring them here. So there's no smart people left in those countries and they stay poor. And we can exploit what? Their mineral wealth. I just love President Milei of Argentina. Was it not last year, but 2 years ago, I guess. 2 World Economic Forums ago. When he just get up and he held the room and he got up there and he said, all of you are idiots. Nicely. He said, every one of you that espouses socialism is guaranteeing a large working class that is poor. Socialism doesn't work. It keeps people poor. There's no incentive for people to do well. The elites keep all the money, even worse than in capitalism. He said, I know. I grew up in it. Argentina is the classic example of a great booming industrial modern economy going to hell because of socialism. And it affected many countries in South America. And he said it didn't work. Argentina used to be number 1 in beef output. Used to be number 2 in manufacturing output. He goes, now we're last in almost everything. Why? Because of socialism. He said, now we're turning the corner. Now we're back to capitalism. Our economy's coming back. Oh yeah, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P. And the room was like crickets. Just absolute fucking crickets. Just people are like, okay, thank you. Call the Teamsters, put him in the trunk of a Lincoln, and get him out of here.
Pretty much.
Mike says there's a lot of people drinking that Kool-Aid, and you can't, nothing you can do, Mike, will convince them otherwise that they're wrong. They're so full of hopium and wokium and all this other type of stuff. Even with Space Cat's like, yeah, see, Carney laid it all out. It's going to be good. That kind of stuff. Since Carney's taken power, the GDP of Canada has not risen at all. In fact, I think, including inflation, you will have a net negative GDP in Canada. Meanwhile, in the US, it's up like 400 billion%. Okay, I might have used a little hyperbole there, but...
Well, I mean, China said that theirs went up 6%. or 5%.
Right. They're amazing how China's always, their official numbers always a little bit better than the U.S.
Always. But here's the thing. I put it like this. Yes. I think is you're always. I mean, who was it? I forget what name. Larry Fink literally said, if capitalism stays in its current form, it's going to be outdated. The exact words. This is the man who literally became rich because of capitalism.
all those stupid motherfuckers. Let me rephrase that. A bunch of the Europeans got their money the old-fashioned way. They hid it from the government and didn't pay tax on it, and passed it down from generation to generation. But most of the people that go there are just like no different than the people in the U.S. Congress. They made their money the old-fashioned way. They earned it while they were in office. Mike, nobody understands this. The best thing that I like to do is send people to the YouTube account Millennial Moron, and he explains how the Canadian pension plan is getting raped for billions of dollars and nobody cares. And Carney's company, Brookfield, has set up most of those sub-little companies. And this is the best part, is they set up 10 to 20-year deals to do long-term investing. But they build in all the commissions for 20 years into the first year of it. And so it's called front-loading the commissions. So as soon as they sign the deal, he earns millions and millions and millions of dollars on 20 years worth of commissions in 10 minutes. And then it doesn't matter if the asset performs. If the asset performs poorly, commissions were already paid. And if the asset performs well, there's a bonus too later, so they can make even more money. It's the most amazing. The guy, the Millennial Moron, I can't remember his actual name. He makes these videos talking about how the Canadian pension plan is just literally being robbed of billions of dollars. And everyone's like, and the government's like, nah, whatever. Mark Carney's the PM. It's amazing. If this is going on in the U.S., it would be like a Somaliland type fraud, and people would be all bonkers. They'd have dudes knocking on pension plan doors.
It is going on.
But you can't. I have a good friend who actually knows Mr. Carney, and he's like he'll hear none of it. He's like, well, this guy's the greatest thing ever. He's sure Trump doesn't want to be dual president, prime minister. He just wants to be king. That's all. If Trump could be king, it would solve so many of his problems. Not our problems, I meant Trump's problems. He'd be like, all right, off with that guy's head. Let's just take all of that. Greenland, Iceland, all the lands, whatever, just take them. Okay, whatever. South America, let's just forget North and South. It's all America now again. Like America's Vespucci discovered, wink wink, discovered. Named it. It's all the United States of Trump.
United States of Trump.
Right.
That's
and
funny. That's it.
He just put his name right over it. Trump States of America.
Now, this is the other part I thought was really interesting. Besson talks about today that they're actually going to take seized BTC and basically add it to the digital asset reserve, which I thought was like, wait.
Chris and Justin called it.
He did. Dude,
they called it.
They did. Absolutely. And that's I sat down, I was like, that's stolen money. That's other people's money. You know that, right? Like part of me when I saw that, I was like, but that's not your money. like what is going on? Like really, it was actually kind of crazy. It was like one of those moments I was like, oh man, just it. Like we don't need to earn it. We can just steal it.
It was so awesome. I remember when Chris said it. I was in fact, I was editing their podcast, and I edit them by watching it in its entirety first and write down notes from it, and then I go back and edit it. And I was watching it, and my mouth just hung open agape. I'll use the word agape. I was like, of course. I'm like, they're not. I'm like, they're just gonna see. And if they're ordered to like by a court saying, sorry, you got to pay the people that own it, they'll send them dollars. They're gonna keep the Bitcoin. They'll just hit the printing machine, print the money, give them the Bitcoin, and people probably won't care. But anyway, I just thought, I was like, that makes so much sense. And sure enough, here we see it happening
in real time. Here's another thing. Secretary Howard Lutnick expects the U.S. economy to grow over 5%. Not this year, not even half a year. This quarter. 5% this quarter. You know how much of a crazy guy he's going to? I would say I expected to grow, 0.75 to 1%. I'd be like, maybe. I mean, what? 0.5, anything less than 5% this quarter, he's going to look like a complete dumbass for that statement. It's absolutely crazy. 5% in a quarter. Do you understand? Like the size of if America grew 5% this year, the amount of jobs that would be flowing through our economy, it would be like, it's raining.
I would like to see someone not fact check it, but like, let's get some independent eyes on it. 5% in a quarter. It is big.
And this is coming from one of the top hedge fund managers in the world. That's not like you have a few people. You have Bassett himself, he's the treasurer. You have Warren Buffett, who's a great investor. You have Ray Dalio. You have a few other guys that are top, and then you also have Howard Lutnick. And so for Howard Lutnick to say something like that, that just sounds crazy. I want to believe it, but it's just like the size. I mean, it would be like raining money. It would be it's like the 1970s. After Ronald Reagan comes in, he decentralizes the energy grid, or Ma Bell says, we're gonna free this all up, and then we're gonna drop taxes, and we're gonna see this thing run. And everybody did laugh, like, no way. But that was also like the U.S. economy was doing rough, but it had been suppressed in a lot of areas. Our economy isn't suppressed. It's just it's in a bad situation. Like, it's really in a bad situation. So for him to sit there and say that, I mean, I'll put it like this. If it happens, every Republican will be reelected. And that probably explains why. If that happens, and we see a boom like we saw in the 80s, that's what happened with Reagan. I think wasn't it 4% or his went up? Like the first quarter, it was crazy. So for that to actually happen, bro, that would be absolutely amazing. I mean, it would. Like, everything would go up. Everything, assets, everything. Obviously, inflation. I mean, if inflation happened, and also capital appreciation with like real economic growth with jobs and everything, and my eye is burning. I do not know why. Then, dude, every kid who is a liberal will be like, well, I'll take some of that money. Like, you're talking a change in ideology. Like that.
Hello, Emily.
Like that. It would be that quick. Why do you have Emily coming up? What is she gonna say?
That's just the TV feed, and I just had it paused on Bloomberg. When we start the show, I have a little TV on my side playing some live feed or something. during the show, I pause it to save resources, and I just happen to pause it right when. Well, let's just look at Emily again. Right when Emily was. I think she was just saying, "Hey, Striking, how about a kiss?" And I think that's what she was saying. Hey, it's clear Mrs. Striking is not in the room, right?
No way. She's not watching.
Yeah, see, I'm a nice married man.
So we're gonna move on before this man gets a divorce. Okay, France supports suspending the EU trade deal with the U.S. basically because Trump is pushing really hard for us to get Greenland, right? EU is saying, you know what, we can't condone this type of practice. We're not going to sit there and play around. So, literally, what are you pointing at, Tom? Go ahead.
The Swamp Creature episode, the easy way to grow your Bitcoin strategic reserve. It was about 11 months ago that the Swamp Creatures, as Crypto Mike says, Justin, the only Justin we trust in politics. Right, not Justin Trudeau. Even Katy Perry kicked him to the curb. Easy way to grow your Bitcoin strategy. You want a great show. It's on our YouTube channel on a playlist for the Swamp Creatures. Go to DYOR Media on YouTube and find the podcasts for the Crypto Swamp Creatures. And here, Justin and Chris talk about the good old-fashioned way that the U.S. government can gain something, is that's by seizing it. And that's just what they're doing.
Interesting. Good old Katy Perry. All right, so check this out. I thought this was also another interesting thing. Let's real quick do this area here. So Plutobolic talked about checking this out. So we're going to check this out here real quick. Now, when I look down at this market, it's kind of selling off. You can see how on every time frame you're literally kind of messing with, and we're below the majority of the moving averages. And so on the daily, we did try to see it go up, but there's no demand wick. Every time we see it push down, I don't see them buying. There's not a lot of buying as it comes down. So it looks like it is being liquidated here. You can see here at the 100-day period moving average, it tried to get above it, but it couldn't. Now we're seeing it just kind of push down here. And today, or yesterday and today, you see this, and I think it's real important to pay attention to this. You saw an increase in volume and as it was trying to push back up, you can see here that the volume just wasn't there. It was getting demolished, decimated. You can see here, it kind of came up, and then this part right here, you can see how it's just, they tried to push it up, they couldn't. And then just sellers came in again and started selling. So the next area, if you still want to be a part of this, that 9.15 area here is a area that you want to be looking at in between, not just the 1.5, but then also the lower part here. So it's looking like it's going to go from that 21 mil down to the 9, and possibly much further down into these lower areas here. So I just want to warn you, like, it looks like they're draining this. You know, whoever is training this, and I'm not saying that they are, but just somebody's selling. Somebody is selling. And
to me, it looks like they're draining it. It looks like big insiders selling it, and that's what happens with small projects.
Yeah, so it's like one of those things that I just want to just bring to your guys' attention of, look, be mindful of that. If you're still 100 about this, I would wait till these lower levels here. Honestly, 6 million, 5 million, potentially even further, as this continues down. But I don't know how much you sunk into this Plutobolic. That's gotta hurt. That's gotta hurt. Yeah. Now, if it does continue, that, you know, and we might see a bounce at that 9 million, it does have, though, and this is cool to say, it does, outside of the moving averages, it's got a clean run up. There's not a lot of supply weights until we get up to that 70 million. But you first have price discovery below. So before it goes up, it's going to go down most likely. So just be mindful of that. When I'm looking at the weekly, we had a good amount of sell pressure or buy pressure a few weeks ago. You can see right here, which might act as some form of resist or support, because that's going to act as a liquidity area. But I want to see buy pressure like they had at the beginning here of this project, not dwindling, buyers. You can see here, like, this is just dwindling buyers, right? You need to see a lot more come in here. So if they're going to come in, they're going to come in down at these lower levels. And these are at the low lows. This is the lowest area for this company. So that just might be that they give up the ghost, right, as it continues down. So that's in a nutshell for this. What was the name again? Poppy. That's what. Proppy. Am I saying that right? Proppy.
Proppy. Yeah. Anyway, Barbaro Land has just joined us. I think. That's a name change there. I think it used to be Roland Rod, maybe.
Oh,
got the Honda. Got the Honda logo with a pig on it. Hello, fellas. It's been a minute. Stay bullish. Loving the crypto discounts. Be wary of those altcoin discounts right now. Be very wary of them until you start seeing some more life in Bitcoin. Altcoins are probably gonna just keep going down, unless you're just in one big DCA mode and DCA is down another 100%. But altcoins have a lot of room to go down in them. Excuse me, Pedro. I'm going to refill my coffee or my tea to calm this little throat cough I've got.
All right. Well, while Tom is doing that, I'm going to read a little bit more of what's actually happening in Europe. So, European Union preparing to announce historic trade deal with India. How's that finger to that one? That was interesting. Some call it a mother of all trades. That's going to be really interesting. BlackRock CEO Larry Fink says global elites have lost the public's trust. Coming from the very man who was making literally single home prices go up in value because of his buying of, or his organization buying single family homes, starter homes for the, I hate to say it, I mean,
you know what I really loved about that whole BlackRock thing? They actually came out and said they said we don't own a single private residence. They're like, they don't own it. They're like, they came right out and said we do not own a single. And people are like, well, are we getting it confused with Blackstone? Because that does the, people are like, huh? Then all of a sudden, wait a minute, that was a play on words, my friends. They own lots of companies that buy homes and real estate, and to be honest, a lot of them are what's called real estate investment trusts, REITs. Yep. And so they invest in those to the point where they control the board of directors. And those companies then buy all the homes. So they can actually say, not us. I don't know what you're talking about. We don't. You can look at our books. Here, assets, not a single house on it. Do you see any deeds? No. Wasn't me. Meanwhile, it is you.
Because they're the ones funneling money into the REIT corporate entities. And so it's actually kind of brilliant because at least they can truly say that. We don't own any. But in all reality, they very much do. Very much do. Very, very. Hey guys, do us a quick favor. If some of you guys over on YouTube, hop on over to the Rumble area. Guys, we're trying to still build that up. So if you guys do that, would be really appreciative. Also on the back end, hit the like and subscribe button. That also always helps us out. Barberland. How do you say that? Barberoland. Plutobolic. Love these guys. They rock the mic. All right, boom. Let's check out a couple more here real quick. I also
hold on quickly, ladies and gentlemen. If you're watching on X, Drop a comment. You got, unfortunately, because of the way I have this set up, you have to be a verified user on X to drop a comment. I'm trying to fix that, but it's not going well in the API setup for fixing that. And starting things manually on X is a pain in the ass, so I'm not doing that. But anyway, there's up to 30 of you have been watching over on X. Drop a comment. Come on over to Rumble and join us over here. Just go to Rumble and search DYOR Media. You'll find us. Join Rumble. Drop a like, all that type of stuff. But if you're insistent on watching on Twitch, right-click on our feed and open it up a new window and keep us on while you go about your day doing other stuff. And if you just happen to scroll by us because you're on the shitter and you're paused for a sec, well, thank you very much for giving us 2 seconds of your life.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Now let's check out.
I'll be here all day.
Try the veal. Check out Cardano over here. Obviously, Cardano is one of those ones that is kind of like held. Watching this, we know that the man who's running this is just a crazy maniac. He went off on a couple other people again. But I gotta give him props. He's still grinding away. You can see here we hit our areas here quite a bit. We see some bouncing. Boom. Tried to push up, couldn't. Came back down. Tried to push up, couldn't at this area. We came down to our area here, that 31 cent area, pushed back up to 42. Now it's coming back down. So we're gonna remove a lot of our areas here real quick. You can see here, it's down at the base here of that 35 right now, but it came and almost tapped the 31, 32 area here that we have marked here. And so the lows of this, I think it was 32,970. And our area here is 32.54 to 32.38. Now it looks like it's going to continue down here. So honestly, a 29 cent 29 cent Cardano, I'm going to be looking to purchase this like around these levels here. I think are good levels. I'm looking to be purchasing that area here. You do have one of the lowest ones down at the 13 to 11 area for Cardano, but I honestly see these low prices as like bottom dwellers. I think there's a lot of stuff going on here with Cardano. Granted, nobody really builds on it, but nobody used rubber until they created the car. So that's what I'm saying. Something will be found. Something will be found. So I think these bottom pricing of Cardano, potentially the 29, 23 area, 15 and 11 area are potentials of price discovery. If it does do that, I'm buying these lower levels because, I mean, I hate to say it, you can throw, at least me, throw in $400 or $500, and if this thing decides it wants to rally at these levels, I mean, let's not forget that the highs up here were $3, $4, and I'd rather throw money into this one than XRP. Just saying, just putting it out there.
Tell us how you really feel about that. Yeah, I can't remember who was it that was always pitching XRP. Was it Jesus?
No, it wasn't Jesus. I mean,
no, he was XLM.
He's XLM. The guy would be like, "You're gonna come on over sooner or later," and I was like, and he's right. I mean, again, I can't get behind their ideology, but money's money.
Right?
Money is money. So one of the ones I am looking at right now at the lows here is the AVAX area. $8 is potential, right? I want to see it kind of come down to there. The other one that I'm also looking at, and guess what I'm going to say? Tom knows it.
Oh, sorry, I got distracted there for a minute. One of my it's just the weirdest thing. I was actually checking our Facebook feed. I managed to get myself logged back in, and
nice.
One of let's just say a kid I knew in the preschool as Jack, my son, Striking Junior's friend. All of a sudden, his mom's posting on Facebook that he got engaged, and I'm like, Literally the last time I saw this kid, he was shitting in his pants. And now he's holding a ring and beautiful engagement pictures and all that. And I'm like, I'm like this. I'm like, no, not old. Not old. Just mature and wise.
No, I'm definitely not mature and wise, but it's all good.
I'm more mature and wiser. That doesn't mean you're actually one of them.
The only thing I can boast in is that I like to have fun, and I know God, and that's about it. That's really it. I like to have fun. I like to party.
I like to party.
All right, next.
We're getting married. I've only been gone for 2 hours. You got your picture up, but you just cut and paste your face on my body on my family picture.
Oh man, you know. Side
face
note,
it, Ricky. The new face of Dennis Racing is Cal, not Junior. The Magic Man. Now you see it. Now you don't. Okay, that is pretty good. I like that. We can still be friends.
Bobby.
You just took my wife and my kids. How can we still be friends? Okay, I guess we can still be friends. That movie.
Well, it's epic. It's absolutely epic. So we're looking at this area here.
Second, you can be third. First, what do you mean? You ain't first, you're last. That's the dumbest thing I ever heard. You can be second, you can be third. I was probably high when I said that. Man, the lines. If you guys have not watched Talladega Nights multiple times.
Bobby. It's one of those ones that keep giving, kind of like Monty Python and the Search for the Golden Grail.
The Holy Grail.
No, the Holy Grail. That's what it is, right? Like that is like the most epic thing, right? When he sits there.
You don't have any horses. You're holding 2 half coconuts and knocking them together.
Like the epic.
I'm being oppressed. I'm being oppressed. We're an autonomous collective. No, you're not. You're my subjects. Ah, there we go. A rotating presidency.
All right, so for Crow, I'm looking at.
Oh, I was gonna say there's a scam chart.
There you go. Scam it all the way. But I am looking at.
Look at that! Look at that! I told you it was gonna that big pump. I said that shit's coming right down. It's gonna come down below it.
All right, so I'm looking at these levels here of that 9 cent, and then also picking up at 7 cent around the 6 cents. So if this thing comes back down to these lower levels here, I'm picking it up at these levels here. So I think it's.
I gotta tell you, I'm gonna buy all I can down at that level because it's gonna go. You look at this chart. It's gonna have some reason to go up again. Might take 6 months, might take a year, but it's gonna boom, and I'm gonna 5x my money, and I'm gonna sell immediately as soon as just boom, sell it. None of this like, oh look, let's hold on for a little longer. Wham! Insider sells.
Yeah, the next level is literally 50 cent, 50 to 60 cents.
You mean 5 cents?
No. If it goes up.
Now.
No, yeah.
Up.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Yeah. The next level up is literally 6 cents or 54 to 46 cents area. That's the next level here. And then after that, it's the peak here. So if it does play off of that and we see it come down, that lower level, like I said, down at the 6 cent area here, 6-7 cent, as well as the 8 cent, 9 cent area, you can see it's playing off of this lower level here. So that's why I'm purchasing it at the 9 cent area, and then also at the lower area here if it comes down to that 7 to 6 cent. And then from there, we'll see what happens there. But ultimately, that's my next purchasing area here. I thought what was interesting, as well as BAT. BAT's really been kind of coming back down.
I gotta write this crow shit down.
Yeah.
I might take the mother of all shorts out in demo mode. In demo mode, not in demo mode. Just in demo mode. Just take this, just whatever I can get in demo, like 100 grand, and short the 100x that short crow.
There you go. Alrighty. All right. So BAT is one of those ones that, like I said, is basic attention token, which is Brave's token for their what's it called? For
their reward system.
Browser server. Yeah, for the browser
yeah.
server. Yeah. And so which I think is really interesting. We saw it going up. I thought we were going to catch up to that 40 to 48 cents. We did kind of come back down, but it is playing off of the 200-day period moving average, and we're kind of playing off this area here. So I'm kind of waiting to see what's happening. The lower levels of 18 cents and like that 13 cent, 14 cent area, I am looking at to see what's going to happen. So if I start to see some strength coming in, or strong weakness, then strength, I'm purchasing some at these lower levels here. The other one I thought was really interesting, H&T, where you at? Boom. H&T have another sell-off at the lows here. We hit $1 on H&T. I'm buying some again. Just because now it's 21 cents. That's another 10-cent sell-off. But again, this is literally an organization that is like, what's the word I want to say? It's literally building its own internet system, an IoT network. There are literally thousands of people and thousands of organizations that use them. They are a profitable company. Like in crypto, that's unheard of.
Right.
Like, so the fact is they have all these things going for them. It's like, I just see them more like when Amazon went from $99 all the way down literally to like $10 or $5. And it was like, and everything was still going good, but just the stock just took a big old dump. And to me, that's how I look at this. Like, they're accruing more businesses to use on their network. They are structurally building an internet that is literally for lack of a better word, people ran, because it's a node that you run in your own house and other people get on it, and then you all share a network, and it's open. It's open source network internet.
I'm guessing they don't have the economies of it worked out right. I'm willing to bet if you and I were to go follow the conversations, people would be complaining that it's generating too much in rewards for people to run the nodes, and they're selling it off, and they're trying to figure out, because it's clear that there's a downward pressure all the time on it now.
Yep.
But like Pedro said, it's an active thing. It's not a hopium project. It's moving and grooving.
Yep. So it's going to be really interesting. Even if
or we're seeing economics play out in the way that it's intended to, and that is it's approaching the actual value of the service. That's ultimately, in something that doesn't have, like, the Ford Motor Company has a book value, has assets. And in companies like this that don't really have assets, because people buy their own nodes and run them, there's no physical assets. There's no real book value other than tax and depreciation, fake accounting stuff. So what happens is that with a very efficient market, the price will actually come down to what people value the service at, and are willing to pay for it. And so that's probably what's happening.
Probably. We'll see. We will see.
By the way, I got an update from the Swampies here.
Oh, yeah.
I screen captured it, and I said, hey, the viewers are getting restless. Justin says, I do miss doing the show.
Yay. I actually reached out to him a couple weeks ago because I want to know his thoughts on the actual Trump tariffs and how poly market was. So I said, what are you still hard on, poly market, more of the people's sentiment versus an actual sentiment? And he's like, yeah, it still is. I mean, it's more of what the people think. It's not really not an accurate, real system based off of like real facts. Just people bet. Now, granted, there are better, sometimes they do work, other times it doesn't. So he goes, but from when it comes to politics, he was basically just saying it's not a good prediction. It's really not the best at it. So we're real interesting to see what's happening here. I'm actually looking forward to seeing the poly market betting site on real estate. I can't wait till that really starts to take off, because they're going to have local regions. And so I think that's going to be a good indication of, actually I say that, I really don't know. But it'd be interesting to see, will the bets really pay off? Like if I'm a realty company and I'm sitting there and I'm like, I can see, the housing market slump and just really in my area, and I can sit there and say, you know what, I can make money or basically hedge my losses in my realty company with the actual betting side of poly market, and so that's one of those things that we see with the stock market. People who have cattle, if it's a really bad year in cattle, they can sit there and they can go long on the cattle market, not long, they can go short on the cattle market,
right,
and basically make up the losses if it sells off, right? So it's like now they have extra money, and so at the end of the season they go in, they take profit on their short, even though they would make money on the long. So we'll see what happens, but it's just one of those
I
things.
remember when I was working as a runner on the Commodities Exchange in New York. They didn't trade cattle there, but they traded pork bellies. That was mostly traded in Chicago, but there was also a contract that they traded there too. And I was talking to one of the guys, and he's like, yeah, one of my big customers is actually a big pork farm. And he said, when they call and go short, there's going to be a big problem in the pork market. And he's telling me this because they had just done that. They had just called them and said, hey, sell, X number of contracts in the pork market. And it turns out they have so many porkers, pigs, and in different parts of the country, that when the same sickness shows up in different parts of the country,
wow,
they know, they're like, oh, there's something wrong with pigs in general. So there's a disease coming, so that means a lot of them will be slaughtered, which means the price is gonna go up. So they go along. Or if they know that there's a glut coming, price is gonna go down, and then everyone's healthy, so they go short, and then the price goes down. I was like, that man, they can just print money. He goes, that's why when they call, we all do the same thing.
That sounds horrible. That is,
and suddenly it occurred to me, I'm like, oh, insider trading is worse in the commodities markets than in stock markets. And everyone's
absolutely.
Like, yep.
Absolutely. So they used to sit there. I mean, I would hear old traders, literally, these guys would sit there, and there were scouts. They were paid by the other traders just to watch when Goldman Sachs opens up the door or their guy starts to buy. Like literally, and it's like that one. It's like when DiCaprio, that one, he's like, right?
Yeah.
That's like the dudes would be like, and everybody's like, buy, and then like
it's the essence of the story. Trading Places with Eddie Murphy and Dan Aykroyd. They want that insider information about the orange juice market, the weather report, and then they switch it out with a fake one, and it ruins Mortimer and Bellamy, or whatever their names were. I can't remember if that's their names or not, but I remember I was 17 at this. I was literally 17 years old when I first worked there, and I'm like, wow, these guys can make a lot of money. And I left that business. I should have stayed there. My God, I would have printed money. If I had stayed there working there. I started at age 17. By the time I was 37, I would have had 20 years of experience.
Yeah.
And I mean, it takes 10 years to be even sort of good at something. 20 years, I would have, by now, I would have been long retired. I would have been just a money printing machine. Pork bellies, buy them, sell them.
You definitely would have been definitely.
It was that, Pedro, that's like one of those golden opportunities that you didn't realize you had.
Even know.
And the other golden opportunity I had is that one time, a long time ago with DYOR token, when I had 31,000 people watching this show at once, and it didn't occur to me to monetize that and create. It wasn't this show. It was just we were just talking, and it didn't occur to me at that point that if I could have 31,000 people now, I might be able to have 100,000 tomorrow. It didn't even occur to me. Months later, I'm like, when I was like, oh, I should start streaming more full time and stuff. And I was like, oh, I'm only getting 5 people and 10 people watching. I'm like, oh, and then I realized what another golden egg I had. And I was like,
But the key point is we got 16 people consistently watching us, which is shout out to all of you 16 people on Rumble. We appreciate every one of you guys. And
we even got someone on Facebook watching.
Yeah, shout out to my people over on Facebook. Love you guys. You guys are awesome. Give us a comment. Tell us where you guys are coming from. Another thing I thought was really interesting is U.S. government says it did not and will not sell any Bitcoin. That, again, is a big fallacy because we know that Biden freaking sold a ton. Or he gave it away or something like that. It was weird, right?
Yeah, they were rushing to get rid of it to stick it to Trump, which was
like
stupid.
That is a travesty. I almost felt like that was a war crime against America. Like, I mean, granted, I'm pro crypto, but I just think down the road when Bitcoin is sitting at 10 million, 15 million a coin, in 40 years, 50 years, it's going to be one of those moments where you're just like, how much did you sell? Each one of those, right? Like each one of those coins, and you sold thousands and thousands. So it's just crazy. Another one I thought was really interesting is OpenAI to begin rolling out ads on ChatGPT. I thought that was really interesting we all know that they're not doing good. We all know that, their woke thought processy and almost like corporate stigma on not even really giving you fully what you need for ChatGPT is one of those ones that it's like a little late. I think they're not going to do good. I don't think it's going to do good. I think people are going to get frustrated and they're not going to use it, and they're going to go to, XAI's open source.
Did you see Elon release that? Did you send me that?
Yes, I sent that to you. Yes.
Yeah, I was like, they've always made the X code public so people could comb through it, and that. But now Elon just, he lets the whole algorithm out there to be combed through, and essentially the algorithm says, run everything through Grok now. Yeah. He just came out and said, don't bother using hashtags. He said every tweet goes into XAI, into Grok, and Grok processes it based on the language you've written. So all of a sudden you're seeing people now writing more clearly in their tweets so that it's easy to be categorized by Grok. And fewer hashtags still work as a good search function. If you want, if you have a trade show and you're at Bitcoin 2026, hashtags still work great for that. You can click that hashtag and get all the tweets that have that on. That still works. But as far as showing you in the algorithm, hashtags don't work anymore because Grok just understands everything. It truly is remarkable.
Yep.
I mean, and it especially is remarkable is the 80,000 coins I get solicited for every day as the new Grok coin being launched by X. Every day I get 4 of them. I'm like, come on, guys, I'm not falling for that.
Yeah. And then the fact that, Elon has outright just said he'll never do it. Over and over and over. He's just, you would think these guys would get it. Like, hey, the rest of the world knows that you haven't. But honestly, part of me almost feels like, no, because they wouldn't keep doing it if they weren't making money. So that means people are buying those coins.
You're right. Each one says it's the first. I actually screenshot one of them and sent it to one of the other guys in my messages saying, Which one of you guys is actually first? Is the official one? Both chats deleted themselves pretty quickly.
It's funny. That's actually hilarious. So really interesting. I saw this. Polymarket says that we have a 20% chance of acquiring Greenland before 2027.
I'm surprised it's that high.
I know, that's exactly what I always thought too, because I mean 27%. I mean, back in late December, it was down at 5%. So now it's at 20%, which I thought was really interesting.
Pedro, quick question here. I'm gonna have to get going soon here, but do you want to do a space lounge tonight?
Yeah, let's do it. We'll say like not long, because like say
Right.
7 o'clock.
It's too early for me. 8?
8? All right, we'll do 8 to 9. It'll be fun. How many hours do we need to make up?
A lot. So I'm gonna try and figure out how to
Find out
rerun
how
some
many
of that.
hours. Yeah. And if we don't meet our needs, what will it do for us?
It boots us out of the program. I'll figure it. We'll get the hours. I'll figure it out. Speaking of, I haven't. How many viewers we got here? We got plenty. I'm gonna do a. Might as well take this opportunity to make a little bit of monies. All right, Pedro, I'm gonna read us an ad here. All right, ladies and gentlemen, they can cancel your accounts. They can freeze your cards. They can decide what you're allowed to buy, say, or support. Big banks and financial institutions have total control, and they use it. You hear Pedro and I talk about this all the time. That's why financial independence matters more now than ever. Introducing Rumble Wallet, a non-custodial wallet built for real freedom. With Rumble Wallet, you control your money, not a bank, not a government, not a tech company. Buy digital assets like Tether, Tether Gold, and Bitcoin in one place, right from the Rumble Wallet. No permission, no middleman, no cancel button. And when you want to support the creators you actually believe in, like Pedro and I, you can use the Rumble Wallet app to directly tip content creators fast and without interference. That's right. This isn't a credit line they can shut off. It's your wallet permanently. Yours to protect your future. Yours to protect your family. When the system fails, when institutions turn on their own people, financial sovereignty is the difference between security and vulnerability. Vulnerability, didn't say that right. Rumble Wallet isn't about politics, it's about freedom. It's about ownership. It's about protecting what's yours. So take control today. Download Rumble Wallet now and step away from the big banks for good. True ownership, true protection, true financial freedom. Rumble Wallet. Ladies and gentlemen, over next to me, there is a QR code over there. Nobody's asking for your money, ladies and gentlemen. They just want you to try the Rumble Wallet. Then after you download the Rumble Wallet, Pedro and I will ask you for your money. How about that? Anyway, if you're watching on the big screen TV, hold your cell phone up there. Pop that QR code. Put your eyeballs on our advertisers. We'd really appreciate it. If you're watching on your cell phone or tablet, in the chat, there's a little link that says Learn More. If you're watching on the replay, thank you very much. In the description, there's a link to the Rumble Wallet. Thank you to Rumble for sponsoring Rumble Wallet for sponsoring this segment of DYOR Live.
S&P has dropped pretty hard today. A bunch of news came out. Yep. CFTC Chairman Michael says Congress is very close to passing crypto market structure legislation, which is not good. Because if they pass the one that is in it, it's going to hurt crypto. And
well, it doesn't match what the House of Representatives has passed. So
it's completely...
It won't immediately become law because they'll have to reconcile it, and that could take a long time.
Yep. Also, which I thought was really interesting.
Wow, that is a big drop. It opened gapped down on the open.
Well, obviously yesterday was Martin Luther King the King.
Oh, right.
Martin Luther the King a day off, and so
Dr. Martin Luther the King.
Dr. Martin Luther the King.
Once again, it's an Eddie Murphy joke. We're not, just nobody get crazy.
No, wait, no. What are you talking about? I thought it was the King. That's what they say.
You lying? You ain't never met Dr. Martin Luther the King.
So it's interesting. We're seeing a bit of a sell-off. Peter Swift says that we have a crazy fall potentially happening, and just starting, that we're going to see worse than 2008. And very plausible. We've talked about this a couple times, how the market is posting and pushing up numbers that just, it's crazy. Like I said with what Lutnick was saying, 5% this quarter. Again, it just seems like a little hopium that he's trying to push, a bunch of things he's trying to say to get people to kind of take to buy in, right? And either way, if we see a major crash, I personally, and a lot of people, been saving for years. There's a lot of college kids who are still living at home. They are saving. And so if we see major crashes in housing, and this generation, the late part of Generation X, Y, and Z, will be able to purchase houses. Like, we could see it really drop, and all of a sudden they start to build housing again, a housing drop, and more. It would be this type of drop, or it would drop, right? Or it would drop and then kind of come down, and then shoot up. Because, that generation has just been living at home. The late part of Generation Xers, they're in their 40s, some of them literally, or late 30s, and they can't, they just didn't get in on it, right? They didn't really get going until their late 20s, early 30s, and by that time they saw the huge push in pricing of housing. So, and especially Generation Z and the late part of Generation Y, they're all living at home, married, living at home. I mean, it's kind of crazy. I was talking to this guy, and he was saying, yeah, my kid, him and his wife work hard, and he doesn't want them to go out. Like, he just straight up says, don't buy a house. Wait till the houses come down, and then buy. They got a few $100,000 right now saved up. Him and his wife. My friend's son. And I'm like, that is amazing. Like that, what they're doing. And I even said, bro, they could easily buy a few houses. He goes, that's the point. I want them to buy a few houses. One for them and one for potentially renting. So I think that's one of the things we could see happen here. But ultimately, it all comes down to this guy right here. This guy here. And this guy right here. So we'll see what happens. Man, it is 4 o'clock, bro. We are going.
Yeah, I gotta run. The missus is gonna be home in a few minutes, and it's my night to make dinner, so I gotta actually get started on that and a couple other things. But I put off to do our show.
All right. Well, Crypto Unicorn is also saying he's got to go too. So, Crypto Mike, thanks for coming in. You rocked the mic. All our guys who saw us and was hanging out with us over on YouTube, thank you so much. You guys all rock the mic. And ultimately, much love to you all. Be safe out there, and we'll see you guys tomorrow or maybe tonight.
Yeah, well, Pedro and I will be on tonight, 8 o'clock for a Space Lounge. Part of it will be open to all of you viewers, and then part of it will be in premium only. So we can get a little premium time in as well. Anyway, generally in the Space Lounge, we just have a little bit more freer discussion about stuff going on. Obviously, we'll talk about Bitcoin and how it did for the day and or the week, or what the outlook is. But, Pedro and I like to ramble on stuff, and the Space Lounge is the place for it. So if you want to join us tonight, feel free to do so. Other than that, as always, my name is Tom, otherwise known as Striking here in the digital media world. Man in the box next to me, Mr. Pedro Garcia, the crypto chart analyst. Pedro, thank you for your expert analysis on this technical Tuesday. We'll see you guys tonight and or tomorrow. Let's see which button. How about this one? Oh wait, I'm gonna raid someone.
Oh, we are raiding.
I need to get a raid in. Hold on. Did everyone just hold on here? Let me go find
right now.
Let me go find someone to raid. Let's see. Bitcoin news alerts, DYOR Media. No, not those chumps. I gotta find an actual guy that's live. So hard.
And nobody does a live show, really. It's really bad. I was trying to find a live the other day. Oh, he's not live.
All right, I'm just gonna pick this dude. He's probably recorded, but ladies and gentlemen, sending you over to Walker America, who's talking about Michael Saylor's strategy, stacking more Bitcoin, yada yada yada. It's entirely possible he's live, but he's just frozen solid right now. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for watching today. I really appreciate it. I'm gonna send everybody off now to please participate in the. Where'd the raid go? Raid live stream. Raid confirmed. All right, everybody. Have a great day. We'll see you later.